Matt, obviously David's not out there today. What was the reason for that? How's he doing, and is it a setback?
Not a setback, just part of the process. And like I told you guys before, it's going to be day to day. He'll be doubtful for the game, but we're going to take it one day at a time with him, and it's just part of the process.
Matt, what does tomorrow look like for you? Is it any different than what your normal Saturday is, or do you have to do more because Aaron was not back here yet?
No, well, we're going to treat it pretty much the same. We've had a lot of conversations with Aaron in that regard as to what he needs to be ready to go. And again, he's a guy that's it wouldn't be the first time in his career that he hadn't practiced an entire week and gone out and played a game. So as long as he's confident with what we're doing with him, then we'll see where he's at tomorrow.
You talked a lot about how you guys kind of come together during practice a lot of the time, whether it's coming up with plays, whether it's noticing certain things in the game plan, whatever. Is that more difficult to do in a virtual sense? How does that kind of process go with him this week?
Yeah, I would say in the moment, obviously, with him not being there, but a lot of those conversations that might have gone on during practice are now going on as we're watching it together. So, no, we feel comfortable with the communication that we've had amongst just really everybody on that side of the ball, and we feel confident going into the game.
Back to Dave, what do you need to see? Or maybe not you, but what does the collective need to see to take that next step then?
Well, I mean, it's the confidence that, number one, that you can go out there and compete at, your best ability, and I would say that's pretty much the most important thing is just a player coming off that type of injury. It's the confidence, and you get that confidence by going through practice and stacking those days back to back to back.
Was there anything that prompted his absence today, or is this something that the plan will be going forward to kind of just his workload management?
It's more the workload management, seeing where we're at, seeing how he's feeling on a daily basis, and I don't have a crystal ball in terms of how that's going to look each day.
Speaking of not having a crystal ball, I understand that, but do you feel pretty good that Aaron's going to start for you, like barring something unforeseen? Or you feel pretty good that he'll be under center on Sunday?
Yeah, but, a lot of things happen. So just like we told Jordan, you got to be ready to go, and if that's the route we go, and then he'll be ready.
What did you think of Jordan's week of practice doing it for a second week in a row now?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of good things. Again, there's always going to be things that you can learn from, both positively and negatively. But I thought, he was locked in. I thought his mechanics were on point, and he continues to get better through practice.
Along those same lines, what's the biggest area of growth you've seen with Jordan the past 2 weeks, just with the extra responsibility?
Just all the little things, the little nuances that go on within, the quarterback stepping into the huddle and being the leader and getting everybody going on the same page. And there's no substitute for that experience of being in there with the first string group. And so I think it was beneficial for him.
On the other side of things, Seattle might come out kind of emotionally charged, especially if Russ is back under center. How do you kind of weather that early storm, keep things even, keep the guys kind of even keeled throughout the game?
Well, that's about it. It always comes back to you as an individual, as your own team. You obviously stress the opponent throughout the course of the week, but ultimately, there's going to be things that we can control. You can control your own energy. You can control how you prepare on a daily basis. So I think it's just, the focus has to be on us going into a game.
You've talked a little bit about, making different game plans for the different quarterback scenarios. When the Seahawks are bringing their fifth best red zone defense, what's the different levels of creativity that you could pull out with Aaron versus Jordan? Well,
I still think you try to attack it the same way, absolutely, every week, and no matter who you're playing. So you're always trying to get the best plays to put your guys in the best position, and certainly Aaron has more experience, I would say, because with a number of concepts more so than Jordan. So if it's out of your I would say your training camp playbook, if it's a little more game plan specific, that's where you might have to pump the brakes a little bit with a guy that might not have that much experience with a certain concept.
After a scare last week, how did Eric get through the week, and you think he's going to play?
Yes, so let's see how we're going to list him as questionable, and he was out there today and in a limited capacity, and we'll see how he's feeling up to game time.
Whether he plays or not, do you feel like you dodged one there?
Yeah, I think anytime you avoid significant injury, you always feel like you dodge that.
Hey Matt, I know you haven't been a head coach forever, but you've been in this league a long time. Has, for lack of a better term, the recruiting process of potential free agents changed from maybe working for an old school guy like Mike Shanahan to, I don't know what role you played in trying to bring OBJ here, but is it different now where you kind of have to go on FaceTime and doing these things, or what?
Yeah, I'm not going to, I'm worried about just the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not going to get into all that process.
You guys haven't been home for a while, it feels like, especially the last month. Just what will that bring to a week where there's kind of a lot of questions up in the air?
Well, I hope our guys feed off the energy of our fans. I hope our fans come ready to be extremely loud and bring that support that we need, that we feed off. So hopefully that can play a major impact on this game.
Matt, are you hopeful that you'll have Keefe back? And he had some challenges with concussions, wasn't that at the end of last year? Is there any concern about him and maybe dealing with that kind of stuff overall?
I think anytime somebody gets a concussion, you're always concerned. And it's just the process of going through that protocol. But absolutely, anytime somebody has a concussion, you definitely have that concern as a coach.